Hey there, today I'm working on a 2003 Ford Crown Vic Police Interceptor P71. I changed all 7 spark plugs and I got to the last one, and the coil pack's held down by a bolt, which you can see right here, and down inside the manifold there's a brass insert that holds this bolt. And what's happened is the epoxy that holds the brass insert to the manifold has broken free or something, so this top bolt here just spins and spins in a circle. So what I'm going to have to do is probably cut the head off that bolt right there and probably just epoxy it down after I'm done or something. I was going to drill a hole in the actual manifold here, but this large electrical wire is really stiff and it's going to prevent me from doing that. I don't want to mess with unhooking all this stuff just to change a simple spark plug. So what I'm going to do is just take my Dremel here and cut the head off of it. Be back with you. Alright, I got my camera set up here. I think the hard part's going to be getting in between the coil pack and the bolt. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try not to destroy that coil pack too awful much. They're about $45 a piece if you have to replace them, so let's try to avoid destroying that. Might get loud here, you may want to mute while I cut this. I'm already seeing a couple wires I might have to move, or go in between at least. Alright, gonna get loud. Well, there's cutting disc number 1. Guess maybe I'm gonna have to try to use a better one. Alright, I got my little accessories out here. I guess that cutting disc was a piece of junk. That's what I get for buying this shit from Harbor Freight. Let's see what we got. These look a little better quality than what I had on there. We'll see how it works. I had kind of the smaller version of this, sort of a steel reinforced cutting disc, but I think this is too big around to be able to fit into that tight spot. So we're going to give this one here a try. Alright, I got the new cutting disc on here, so here goes round number 2. Hopefully we don't go round number 3. We're going round number 3. We'll change it out again. Good thing they're cheap. Got a little piece stuck in there. Looks like I made a little headway. Alright, I just went ahead and stuck the bigger disc on there. I don't really want to be changing these out every 5 seconds, so we'll see how this goes. that's that. Head of the bolt just flew off. Don't think I damaged anything too awful much, thankfully. See there, it's going. Now I should be able to pull this thing out pretty easily. Unless it sort of quasi-melted to the bolt, which wouldn't be too big of a deal. I didn't mangle it up too bad. Let's take this thing off. If you ever do this on your own, don't grab the head of that bolt. It's probably hot as hell. See a lot of amateurs do silly shit like that. You don't want to grab that. It's probably super hot. Got a pretty clean cut on it for kind of going at an angle. Okay. These coil packs, you just gotta get your hand in there and finagle them. Especially these rear ones, these kind of tight fitting ones. Ugh. Plus I have to get up over this post. Ugh, boy. It wouldn't be hard if that post wasn't there from the bolt. My fuel rail right here is kind of getting in my way. Let's see here. And it's still kind of hot. There we go, it's up off the stud. Yeah. There it comes. Probably hurt it. Kind of come free there. Looks like I only got half of it. That's alright. This is not the way it's supposed to come out. The boot's still down in here. This stud's probably hot as hell. Oh yeah, she's warm. I'm just going to use a pair of pliers, needle nose, to get this boot out. You can see it sort of came apart. That boot was supposed to come with it. Try not to rip that. Should come out if I wasn't using a piece of shit pair of pliers. There it is. And this is your coil pack, and it goes back together like this. Like that. Now, let's see if we can get this spark plug out of here. Alright, I'm back. I got my extension here with my 5/8 spark plug socket on it. You know, I probably could have just left this alone and left it left that old spark plug in there, but it didn't sit right with me to have 7 brand new spark plugs in there and 1 old one, so it just bothers me. I don't know why. Anyways, this spark plug hole is at such an angle, it's facing back towards the trunk, so, and you got some coolant lines and stuff here, so I'm gonna have to sort of go in at this kind of a funky angle. I might even do good to stick another extension on the top of there. I think I will. Another small one. Kind of an odd angle, but whenever you take a spark plug out, you want to make sure you're not kind of bending and pushing all over the place like this, because you know, they're made of ceramic. You don't want to snap one off in the head. That'd be bad news. So give me a second, I'm gonna break it free. We got her free. Probably don't need the ratchet now. It's always kind of fun to, almost like, I call it delivering a spark plug. It's like a baby coming out of the hole almost. Well, not really, but whatever. I think she's free. No, and this, you know, spark plug socket has a piece of rubber in there. It's meant to grab that spark plug. There she is. This one's not going to be hot because I only had the engine on for about 30 seconds. It's an old Motorcraft. Probably not the original, but this car has 172,000 miles, so they might have been changed once. I'll hold on to it for future use, maybe in something. I don't see any reason to throw it away. I'm gonna get the E3 and show you the difference. So here's the E3. Open it up and show you what it looks like. A lot of, I don't know, I've read different things, you know. Of course they say it's going to give you more horsepower and better fuel mileage and this and that, and you got your 5-year 100,000 mile warranty, and you can see, I don't know if you can, it's focused or not, but it says experience more power, better fuel efficiency, longer engine life, every day your money back, blah blah, whatever. A lot of people say don't waste your money, it's junk, just use a regular one. I think they're probably good spark plugs. You'll probably get a little more power, and you see it has 3 prongs, so you don't gap these or anything. I don't even know how you would attempt to, but you don't gap them. So here's your old one versus the newer one. Got a single electrode on the old one and 3 on the new one. I always like to take some of the motor oil and run it around my threads. Normally I'd use anti-seize, but I don't have any of that on hand, so motor oil will do just fine for me. I just run a bead around the threads. It don't take much. Just to, you don't want to use too much anyways. Just enough to cut the friction down. Now for some reason these E3s do not fit in this spark plug wrench I have. I mean, they fit, but they don't, the rubber doesn't hold them, so I just kind of have to let them fall down into there, sort of. I'm going to hook this camera back up. These dogs will never shut up, mine included. So normally your spark plug goes up in your spark plug wrench like this, and it'd hold it in place for you, so when you drop it down into the cylinder head, it doesn't just, you know, fall down into there or whatever. But for whatever reason, I can't seem to get these to slip into that rubber boot. So I just kind of got to use my finger to hold it until I get close. And then sort of just drop it in there. I don't have a real other option unless I want to go buy a whole nother spark plug wrench, which I don't. You don't want to tighten these down too much. The next guy will be cussing you when he goes to change them. Kind of like an oil filter. I'm sure there's a torque spec, but I'm not that anal. As for this stud, this stud here, I don't know really what I should do about that. Probably just leave it for now. See, I thought this brass in here was spinning around, but it doesn't seem to be. Now it's coming out. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. But that's a good thing, because I could probably go down to Ford and get this bolt for a few bucks, or just maybe fix this one back up somehow. Now I got it stuck down in here. I definitely don't want to drop it in that cylinder head. If I was smart, I'd put this spark plug boot back on here before I go doing this shit. But nobody ever accused me of being too smart. And there's the stud. There's the stud that I cut. Here's the head of the stud and the stud. This camera don't focus for shit up close. Anyways, that's that. I guess I can go down to Ford and get a new one. Luckily I didn't destroy that, I didn't destroy this coil too badly. I did cut into it a little, but it's definitely still usable. No doubt about that. And usually when I do this, I'll take a vacuum and I'll suck all the shit out, because I don't want any of that falling down in there either. So let's see if I can get this back on here without too much of a problem. Shut up, dog. Man, they just don't quit. This thing was, all these hoses and stuff, it's so backwards. I just went ahead and disconnected the pigtail from this coil pack so I could get it in there. I didn't see any other way, and it's not a big deal. So I just went ahead and flipped that off. Get it lined up. Press down on it. Make sure it seats on that spark plug. Now I gotta try to get this pigtail back in there. That wasn't too bad. Now the only thing I really have to do is go to Ford and pick me up one of these bolts. I'll probably get it. If I get it from the dealer, they'll charge me $5 for a stupid bolt. But anyways, I got my spark plug out, got it changed. Now I won't be having OCD going down the road, because I have 8 spark plugs instead of 7 new ones now. Here's my little tripod I was using. I got it hooked up to the AC line. It's kind of a look like a damn spider or something. You can bend these legs all over the place. Anyways, that's all for now. We'll see you later.